Alan, what's up, buddy? Mike, what's happening, buddy? Hopefully you get that. I truly think your car is overheating. You could ask that question in the chat here in a few. Let a few more people jump in. But yeah, I think you're overheating for some reason, and it may be your fans. I don't know. I know when I was having problems, it was my fans. Of course, I got the dual fans now. I don't have the single fan. But yeah, check your fans. See if they're working. We'll give people a few more minutes to get in here and get ready to go, and then we'll do what we always do. I'll rap about Shake and Bake. Not much to say, and then I'm with you, Mike. I'm with you, Mike. And then we'll get to the chat, and hopefully you guys keep me going for an hour. At least that's the plan. Man, I'm just looking at my shirt. It's been 5 years since I've been to Carlisle. Carlisle, good Lord. What's going on, Jay? Thanks for chiming in, buddy. All right, we're right at 9 o'clock, so really nothing new with Shake and Bake. We're still waiting on Sipple to do that transmission, and once we get the transmission, the car is set up, ready to go. Everything's ready. All we gotta do is put the transmission in, and we're off to the races. So that's really it for Shake. That's really it for Shake and Bake. Not a whole lot of updates. Good to see Alan in here. I ain't seen you in here for a while, buddy. But definitely looking forward to Rocky Mountain Race Week. There's no doubt about that. I know Jay, I know you're ready to go too, buddy. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a blast. The only problem is it's not in the Rocky Mountains. We're starting in Tulsa and doing a loop around Texas and Missouri and in that area. But I wish it was up in the Rockies somewhere. But being that they closed Bandimere, they don't hold it up there anymore, which is unfortunate. All right, Imperial Stealth. Let's see what we got. I'm from Houston and looking to upgrade my Charger Scat Pack. I like to take the route of just putting a cam in it. Texas Speed Cam. Not sure of the shops in Texas I can trust to do the work. There's a lot of different places there in Texas. Golly, none of them come up off the top of my head, but I know there's quite a few Hemi shops down there in Texas. And to be honest, doing a cam is doing a cam. If you know someone that's mechanically inclined and has done cams before, a cam swap's not super difficult. But yeah, you could hit just pretty much any shop can do a cam swap. They're not, like I said, they're not overly difficult. You have Bailey's in Houston, which is good. That's true. Thanks, Jay. I can't remember who's in Houston and who's all over the place. But I know there's a number of good shops there in Texas. Texas speed cams, they seem to be pretty good too, from what I hear. Shannon, good afternoon. Is it safe to drive a newly pro-charged Charger with just the startup tune as long as you stay out of boost? I seen Jay's answer come in. You know, I'm hesitant to answer that one. Definitely stay out of boost, and I would not push it at all. I would stop signs. I'd come off slow. I wouldn't get anywhere near boost. I would definitely stay in the vacuum part of that. Alex, what's up, buddy? Thanks for chiming in. Appreciate it. You know I won't stay out of boost. I don't know about Shannon, but you know I won't stay out of boost. But yeah, I would drive very, very gingerly on a startup tune if you absolutely have to. If you don't have to, I wouldn't drive it at all. But if you do, I would be very, very ginger with it and not give it much throttle at all. How long before I get my transmission back? So I talked to Sipple before I even sent the transmission, they said the third week of May. I called, I hit them up on Messenger last week, stuck with the third week of May. They were racing last week. Oh. Excuse me. It's too early for that. So what I'll do is I'll hit them up probably Monday and say, hey, I'm still here. I just want to make sure when I'm getting it back, because they did promise me before Rocky Mountain Race Week, which is the third week of June. So if they can't get it done before then, something's seriously wrong. But I did tell them, hey, I would like it as soon as, obviously everyone's going to say that, right? Hey, I need it as soon as I can get it. But I told them I would like to get it as soon as possible so I could do some testing tunes before I happen to go to Rocky Mountain Race Week. So if there's any issues, Dave and I can get it worked out. So yes, third week of June, or May, probably more towards the third week of May. But like I said, I'll hit them up on Monday and hopefully have a better timeline next week. All right. Jay's going back to Alex. Alex is going back to Jay. Yeah, we got a few more things to get for Rocky Mountain Race Week. So I got the trailer hitch for the Challenger. I got it. It's sitting in the computer room right now, where my son's got all his stuff set up. But as soon as the transmission comes in, I may, depending on when the transmission comes in, will depend on when I put the trailer hitch on. And then I got the little gate thing they carry behind like Jeeps and stuff like that, the little small attachment where you can tie stuff down to. So nothing huge. I'm not going for a trailer. I'm going really the same way I normally wind up going to racing is basically what I'm taking. My tent, chairs. I may take your axles, Alan. I may take your axles just in case. To be honest, it'd be real tough to make it axle change that far out with just a jack, but I'm sure Jay and I can figure it out. So I may take her axles just in case. A couple spare belts and my tools and my normal stuff I take with me. I'm not going to do anything different. This is like nothing different for Shake and Bake. I mean, it's going to be every couple of days she'll be at the track, but it's just normal stuff for me. Now teach me how to at people. I think you got to be on a computer to actually make the at work. I don't think you can do it on. I think you got to be on a computer. I don't think you can do it on like your iPad or your phones. I don't know. Just try to at someone and see what happens. If their name doesn't show up, then it's not working. No, sir, we're bringing spare parts and my tools. We have to ensure we finish this deal. Remember now, we ain't got how much room. By the time we get 4 tires in there, well, we could drive on the drag pack all the way around. I don't think that's a good idea. We'll talk, Jay. We'll definitely talk, because I think we're going to run out of room. Because, we're going to get at least the jack, the tent, the chairs, the 4 tires, tools, couple spare parts, right? We'll wind up taking. I'm probably going to take as much E85 from Fort Meade that we can squeeze in there. Because I don't know what the E85 situation is out there. There's probably stations, but I have no idea what I'm going to get out there. But yeah, we'll make sure we got some things to swap out if we need to. Hemi Challenger, what's going on, buddy? You made it. All right, you're here. I have a hitch attachment you can use to carry tires. All right, we'll look at it. We definitely got to, I don't know, maybe this weekend if you're not busy, or next weekend, we can just hook up somewhere. Maybe I'll come down to your place, or you come up to my place, and we'll just sit, get a piece of paper out and write things down, what we think we got, what we don't think we got, and pick stuff up that we need. Yeah, I'd rather do it sooner rather than later, so that way we got time to get stuff if we need to get something. But I think we're in a good spot, Jay, really, to be honest. I think we're in a good spot. Yeah, no matter what happens, Alan, you know it's going to be a good time. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, so if you're interested on where we're going, go to I can't remember. Just Google Rocky Mountain Race Week, and they'll give you the website. And we're doing 1.0 is what we're doing. Yeah, Jay's my crew chief. He's my worker. He's my worker bee and my cameraman. He's gonna be the one behind the camera most of the time. We're not back up yet. The transmission is not back. So hopefully, I talked about the transmission earlier. Hopefully second, third week of May. Hopefully it's more towards the second, so that way we can get some testing tunes in. But I'm happy with the third week of May too. I'm gonna call, like I said, I'm gonna hit up Sipple on Monday. I don't want to hit them up every day like, hey, it's me again. I'm just making sure you guys are on point. I give them. I actually, this is week 2. We're actually in week 3. Two. Three. 2 or 3. But we'll be ready for my Rocky Mountain Race Week one way or the other. Shannon, okay, I purchased FIC 1000 injectors and I noticed they're shorter than the 6.4 injectors. I have the Holly Sniper intake. Do you have any idea what size injector spacer I need? Interesting. They shouldn't be shorter. They should have a spacer already with them, because mine came with a small spacer when I ordered my FIC injectors. Jay helping me out. Jay digging me out of a hole. Thanks, Jay. I appreciate it. I should be able to use a 5mm spacer. I did the same problem with IDs. Got some off of eBay. Yeah, if they don't already have spacers, looks like a 5mm is the one to get. B Pat, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. All right, Alan, I'll let you know. Hey, as soon as the transmission in that weekend, I'm finding a testing tune somewhere. Even if I have to go to Capitol as a last resort, but I'll find a testing tune somewhere. Beep at. Anyone see this new channel called Hemi Podcast and know who runs it? Anything about it? So I did see that on Instagram, which is interesting because he actually tagged me in his post. I was like, dude, I'd be more than happy to sit on a podcast with you. So I don't know who it is. I don't know him personally. I just know him through Instagram. I seen his last post. I think it was his last post. He's still getting things together. Getting things together for the podcast. Probably figuring out, how to get 2 people in at the same time and all of that. But yeah, definitely going to be interesting. Going to be a lot of good folks on there. I mean, at least the ones that he tagged, the typical 5-7 group of guys, me, RT Life. I think he did Mod the Fame. He might have done maybe Incredible Hemi too. I'm not really sure, but he hit a lot of good people up. So it'll be interesting to hear everyone's opinions and ideas on when it comes to these Hemis. It'll be interesting. But yeah, he's starting from scratch. So yeah, gonna be interesting. Interesting to say the least. Yeah, all right, Jay chiming in. He reached out to a bunch of people. Yeah, I'm curious to see how it pans out too. Hopefully he does well. I mean, no one's really done that I know of has done or is doing a Hemi specific podcast. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes and see what he gets on there and see who he gets to sign up. Hopefully eventually gets into some of the big guys like the HHPs and the Barths and the Red Eye Racing and all those guys. Get in with them, get them on the podcast. Then it'll be real interesting, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm definitely super excited to get back to it. There's Eric. I see you, buddy. Sneaking in on me. Jay, from the conversations I've had with him, he's interested in obtainable builds. He hit me up a few times and bounced ideas. Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, I think it's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be good for the Hemi community. I think it'll be pretty cool. And like I said, hopefully he can, like I said, eventually expand on to, some, like I said, some of the other bigger shops and stuff. Latest on the trans, we're still second, third week of June. I'm going to contact him on Monday. I'm trying to give him about a week in between my contacts. I don't want to be, that squeaky wheel that doesn't get the oil, because sometimes the squeaky wheel doesn't get the oil. So you got to be methodical when you're hitting people up. So I'm going to hit him up on Monday, which is week 3, week 4. Golly, now I'm trying to remember when I dropped it off. I think it was the 11th or 12th, 1, 2. So we're in the 3rd week now. I'll hit them up next week and see where it's at. And hopefully I have a better timeline for you next week. How many child are building your 70 or 90? They're building my 90. A couple live shows. That's all right, buddy. Hey, it happens. No, we're getting the HP 90 built. So I did a 90 swap, gosh, about a year ago. The 70 I gave to Mike Stark. So he's doing some learning about the transmissions using my HP 70. So the HP 90 that I had put in is the one I'm getting built. Turbo 400 swap, possibly in the future. We'll just have to see. But that's another large expense. So we'll see where the 90 goes, how it goes with the built 90, and we'll kind of go from there. Hopefully in the next 2 weeks. That's what I'm hoping, the next 2 weeks, but we'll see. Hemi channel come back. Nice. Thanks, buddy. Eric going back to Jay. Oh, Eric, hope your mom's all right, man. Prayers go out to you and your mom. Hopefully everything's okay. I believe you can get them in 3 or 4 speed. Most people drag racing go for the 3 speed. But I think they're available, and Jay can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're available in both 3 speed, 4 speed. But that's a possibility down the road. Yeah, depending on things here somewhat short in the future. I'm kind of hinting, but not hinting what may be coming. But yeah, we'll see how the 90 goes, and we may wind up doing that. I saw Beast 422 did the 400 swap. Waiting to see how he likes it. He's a smaller channel. Oh, he's a 3-pedal guy too. I'll have to look him up. Beast 422. You know what? I'm on YouTube right now too. So Beast 422. All right, so he's got the Anderson composite hood. Sweet. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and subscribe to this guy and check him out. He's got a few videos out there. Yeah, I'll definitely go check him out. B5 Beast 422. Yep. Thanks, Semi Challenger. I found him. Yeah, Jay, come on. You know I love the 3-pedal life too, but like I said, if mine wouldn't have been a true daily driver when I first bought it, it probably would have been a stick shift. I do like the B5 too. B5 blue is pretty sweet. I'm a red guy, but I do like B5 blue. All right, so Jay corrected me. It's only a 3-speed. I thought you could get them in 3 or 4 speeds. Heavy Challenger, not quite the production level of you, but some decent install and motor building vids. Okay, yeah, and that's we all start there, except for a few anomalies of people, and they're very few and far between that just start off, with good production level of their videos. It just takes time and practice, and the longer you do it, the better you get at it, the faster you get at it. Go back and look at my first videos. Boy, I do it every once in a while, and I'm like, ooh, man, it's tough watching these first videos. These first few videos, it's really tough watching these. But eventually I got up there and continue to grow, and he can do the same thing. Especially with the Scat Pack, there's more. It's a larger niche than the 5.7, and being twin turbo, that's also a little bit different than most people. So yeah, he's got a good niche in the car market that he could probably do pretty good at exploiting. All right, Eric. Yeah, Eric. I'm a red guy. My wife's a red gal. so we got, my car is red and her Jeep is red. So, all right. Eric's going back to Jay. Jay's going back to Eric. It takes a lot of practice. I'm trying to get better, man. It is hard for the editing side of the house. It is. It's not as hard as some of those folks make it out to be, and Jay can attest to this. It's hard, but once you get into your muscle memory, where it's muscle memory, and it's not learning every time you're making a video, you get better, you get faster, and the people that say that it takes them 8-10 hours to edit a video is just crazy. Now, I have gotten a little bit better at taking the uhs and the buts and the ums out of some of my videos. Some people would hit me up on those, like, okay, I'll start cutting them out. It takes that takes 3 or 4 clicks and you're done. But yeah, call them out, Jay. The run of the twin turbos. I've started liking F8 green more over time. Yeah, the F8 green's okay. I mean, it's not. I don't think Dodge has any bad colors. It's just I'm not much of a green guy. I do like Destroyer gray, but I'm not much of a gray guy either. When it comes to cars now. But yeah, I don't think they have any bad colors. But I think most of them are pretty cool. Yeah, shorts will help. You're getting some views in your shorts, Jay, but you got to do some long videos too. Oh, if he's in North Carolina, yeah, we can definitely make that happen. Meet him at the Rock. Have some fun for sure. But yeah, I'll check out his channel definitely. Jay, he's in the Army and he just relocated to Texas. All right, yeah, and I'm all about helping people out, man. Anybody that wants to get into the YouTube game, I'll give you my insights and any help I can do, shout outs or whatever I can do for you. I'd be more than happy to do it. I do it for Jay all the time. I've done it for a couple other people, shout out their channels and stuff. It is what it is. And you know what? If you wind up getting 20,000 subscribers in 2 or 3 months, hey, happy for you. Happy for you. And I'm still trucking along at 16,000 now, I think I'm at. Eric, my truck is PB5. It's definitely my favorite, but I like all mine. Yeah, it does suck that he went he went all the way to Texas. That's a long way to go to try and run them in Texas. Yeah, I mean, that's you just got to keep grinding. You just have to keep grinding. I know it's tough, but BPAT turbos before the end of the year, definitely not. We're going to be running the current setup with something else coming. So the transmission came a little earlier than I thought it was going to come. So that kind of took the place of doing turbos this summer. Probably not by the end of the year. Probably sometime next year. We'll probably wind up going for the twin turbos when I get the transmission paid off and this other thing I'm doing get paid off, and then we'll look at start saving for the twin turbos. Yeah, Eric, like I said, we all start there. All right, Spencer, I have a Dodge Charger Pursuit V8 all-wheel drive 5-speed. Thinking about putting a Texas Speed Stage 3 cam in it and slap a Pro Charger on it down the road. My question is, would you do anything different? No, just when you get the cam, make sure I would talk to Texas Speed. I would call Texas Speed and look, here's my setup. Here's what I plan on doing, and make sure they make sure the cam fits with a Pro Charger, because everyone's got their own grinds, right? Everyone's got their own special grinds, but they're not really far off from each other in the long run. But there is a big difference between a naturally aspirated grind compared to a Pro Charger grind, compared to a turbo grind, compared to a nitrous grind. So I would give a Texas Speed and just say, hey, here's my, just like you said, and any other thing you have done to it, make sure you give them everything. If you did, an intake manifold, anything like that, give them everything you've done to the car, and that way they can set you up with the right cam for that setup. Yeah, so I just wouldn't pick cam out of the blue. I would talk to Texas Speed and say, hey, this is what I want to do. This is where I'm going. Because if you don't, you might not have the right cam, the right grind cam to run the Pro Charger. Now, is it going to make power no matter what cam you have? Yes. The Pro Charger is going to make power. Now, compared to the stock cam to a custom grind for a Pro Charger build, you're going to gain a little bit more. So that's why I say make sure you get the right cam for for your setup. Eric, have you seen that the company on 3 now does Hemi turbo kits? No, I haven't. I have to check them out. Oh, Jay's saying they've been doing them for a while. No, still haven't run ice and still haven't run spray. So spray is also coming. It's just, I want to see what we can do with the current setup with the built transmission before we go adding any more power to it. So I just want to see where we're at without ice. And, if we do a run in the summertime, maybe Rocky Mountain Race Week, we'll buy a bunch of ice too. I don't know. I just really got to figure out room. I may not have room for a cooler to take ice, or if the track has ice, and we may have to suck it up and buy it there. So we may run ice at the Rocky Mountain Race Week. It's just I just want to see what this setup can do before I go adding anything else. Bruce, Mopar's roll, you know it, buddy. Spencer, like a turbo or smaller cam for more low end HP. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would just talk to them. I'm not a cam guy. I understand it, but not to the point where I could tell you, this cam's for turbos, or this grind is a turbo-ish grind, that kind of detail. But yeah, I would just talk to them, tell them what you want to do, tell them what your setup is. Yeah, they'll hook you up. They should hook you up. Spencer, get a cam with a cam designed to make boost in the power badge drive. Yeah, and that's what Texas Speed should be able to help you out with. So Eric's saying the turbo kits, he likes them, seem legit. Yeah, stick to Pro Charger. There is a lot of additional work with turbos. Yeah, especially if it's still your daily driver, I would stick with a Pro Charger. Jay's a turbo plumber. Yeah, he is. He's figuring out all the work that has to go into turbos, even though they're maybe bolt on. They say they're bolt on. Be prepared. If you get a kit, you're gonna do some fabrication. Yeah, everybody shoot the like button. That's for sure. It's free. It doesn't hurt you. All it is a click. Bruce, wait till I drop the next vid. Those words are so dang true. Yeah. Ice is a bad topic. Please, for my sanity, don't mention it. Hemi, where are you at rear wheel horsepower? 440, 450, right in that range. Curious how far past where I want to stop you are. I want to stop 8 to 850 wheel horsepower, hoping my HP 90 will be fine. So it's more about torque than it is horsepower when it comes to the transmission. So if you're for the 90, I'm at 750, 758, somewhere around 750, 760 in torque. Now, a lot of people have told me, hey, the stock HP 90 should be able to take more than that. I don't know. My experience, 750, 760, 60 seems to be the number for me, where that 2-3 shift started going bad. But if you're in the 800, 850 wheel horsepower range, you should be fine. Because I'm sure your torque is probably somewhere in that range, probably 700, 750, somewhere around in there. So you should be okay. So Jay's going back to Eric. They reversed the Hellion setup, then used oilless turbos. Yeah, definitely the oilless turbos are pretty cool. A lot less, somewhat less maintenance. Well, maybe a little more maintenance, but you don't have to worry about return lines and oil lines and scavenging pumps and all that. Now, don't get me wrong. As long as you set it up right, you're good to go. But as soon as one of those goes wrong, it goes terribly wrong. 3 days hooking a window switch with relay cut. Got an AC signal from the injector, but won't come up on either devices. I'm cursed. Nah. Sometimes it doesn't work out like you think it does. Like you think it should work. Make sure you got the right wire in your injector. I thought they had a complete kit through Hellion where you don't need to be a turbo plumber. Like I said, they are getting better, but there's always going to be something that you may have to fabricate. Now Hellion is getting better, right? They've been doing this for a number of years now. I wouldn't say you have to be a turbo plumber, but yeah. All right, Jay's going back to a Challenger, kind of with the same thing. Also, I spoke with Hellion and pointed out some of the falls that were in the kit. They fixed them, which makes me very happy, but it sucks my kit needed a lot of work. Yeah, so like I said, they're getting better. And it's great that Jay gave him an earful of what's going on with the kit so they could fix those things, which is pretty cool. Bad news, fellas, started the car in like 4 to 5 months. Car ended up stopping. Oil was milky, but I didn't get a check engine or oil in my coolant reservoir. Interesting. Interesting, Brandon. I would change it. Change your oil. Try and 3 to 5 miles into the drive. Golly, that's terrible, man. Jay said the same thing. I just said, hey, just go ahead, change the oil, give it another try, and see what happens. It can't hurt at this point. And Brandon, I can't remember, are you on E85? If you're on E85, sometimes you do get a little condensation in the oil, so, but it shouldn't shut your car off, that's for sure. All right, Eric and Jay are going back and forth. Brandon, car's at the shop. For now, it wouldn't crank over after it stopped. Wow. That's interesting. That's definitely bad news. Interesting. If it wouldn't crank, that's definitely not good. There could be a lot of things. There. If you got some water in the combustion chamber, you could have been a rod. That could be a lot of things, man. But at least, hopefully, the shop is standing up and owning up that they're going to look at it and hopefully fix it. Yep, ground checked it 3 times. I get a signal, just problems on the configuration. Okay. Mopar Adventure. I love to build a 426 stroker with a Holley long runner intake NA build with a manual scat. Reliable power. What do you think? As long as you keep it NA, yeah. That sounds like a great build. So you're talking about the Holley High Ram, I'm guessing. Yeah, 426 stroker NA build, absolutely. That'd be a monster NA build for sure. Praying I didn't blow a gasket or damage my internals. Yeah. Yeah, keep us posted, Brandon. It'd be interesting to see what the shop says when they tear it all apart and figure it out. Not on E85 yet, just 89 octane. Okay. Yeah, Brandon, we'll keep the fingers crossed for you, buddy, that it's something simple, something easy, but we'll keep the fingers crossed. But keep us posted, man. Come on, pop in next week. Hopefully you know something by then. Let's see, is it equipped with the oil cooler? Excuse me again. Water on the oil could be a gasket, Bruce, definitely. But that wouldn't stop the car from starting or turning over. That's what worries me, is that he said it wouldn't crank, it wouldn't turn over. So that's suspicious. And Brandon, I'm just gonna keep my thoughts, and I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. I can't remember if the 5.7s come standard with an oil cooler or not, or if it's got to be the super track pack. I can't remember. I think there's a factory oil cooler on it. I do have aftermarket 25 row Mishimoto oil cooler, but it's not installed. Okay. Oh, Jay's going back to the 426 NA build. Yeah. I would stay away from boost, but if you stay NA, I think you'd be good to go. My neighbor just built his 6.1 Jeep S38 into a 426 stroker, and it's bad to the bone. Yeah. Like I said, as long as you stay NA, you're good. It's just, and I know there's a lot of guys out there in 426s running boost, but it's really not the best setup for running boost. Gets into a whole lot of technical stuff, which I'm not super technical, but just talking to Jay and Mike and Ant and Alan, guys in the chat, yeah, it comes to rod angle becomes the issue. Brandon, yeah, I was heading home to change my oil myself instead of paying Jiffy Lube. Maybe I should have just went to Jiffy Lube right off the bat. Not really sure if that would have changed anything, to be honest, at this point. But yeah, I'm just crossing my fingers for you, buddy. Hopefully it's something simple. Hopefully it's something they can fix pretty quick. Now he wants to sell it for $25,000. Oh gosh. Brandon, new short block from HHP Racing is about $1,400, so I can get a new one, but sheesh. Yeah. Yeah, I would push the shop that they need to fix it, not you. It shouldn't be you having to fix it. It sounds like this is something the shop may have done. I asked because none of my 5.7s that weren't truck motors had oil coolers. Yeah. Yeah, Brandon, Jay comes up with a good point. I mean, you're gonna have to go 6.4 to get the BGE block, but yeah, nothing wrong with upgrading to the BGE block, that's for sure. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad changing your own oil for sure. Most of the after my first 100,000, most of the time I do it myself. Sometimes I stop by a shop and get it done, but for the most part I do it myself, just because I know what oil is going in there and I know I'm changing the oil filter. So Unfortunately, most likely it's a head gasket or oil cooler. Yeah, but what's stopping it from turning over? That's the question. Bruce is spending your money, Brandon. Jay said that's my job, spending his money. But no, Brandon, I would push back to the shop, because if you just got it out, I would go back to the shop and say, look, you guys need to figure this out. Crazy part is that I just had new head gasket delivered today. Was going to use it when I sent the car off again, but I guess it's going to be used for this now if the head gasket is shot. We change your oil as much as I do, you gotta do it yourself. That's for sure. That's true. I have saved a lot of money so far doing the oil changes myself. Liam ain't got no gas in it. All right. Good one, guys. Don, if it's a head gasket, the cylinders have coolant in it, which is hydrolocking. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Mopar Venture, from what I heard, places like Jiffy Lube use the cheapest oil and filters, while they still mark up prices. I changed my oil on my 6.4 for $70, and I never round my oil pan bolt. That's for sure. Especially if you do it yourself, you don't strip your oil pan bolts. That's for sure. Brandon, wasn't the shop, Don. I let the car sit for a few months at my girlfriend's family's house. Oh, okay. So still crossing my fingers is something easy. And if it's just a head gasket, being that you already have one, hopefully that's the easy point. I hope so. Hemi challenge, stop turning over. Likely got too hot. If it's cold, it might fire. The water will send the temps away hot, maybe seize temporarily. My winter beater did that too. Yeah, Jay brought up it could be hydro locked. Which, if it's hydro locked, hopefully none of the rods are bent. Crossing my fingers. $50 for a 5.7 with Mopar filter, Home Depot, $4, 5 quarts plus 2 quarts. Yep. David, what is your wheel setup on your Demons? I want to know the offset of your wheels because I'm fixing to change mine and I like how yours look. So I got mine from Factory Reproductions, and the rears are 10 and a half by 20, and I believe the offset is plus 22. You'd have to go to Factory Reproductions and look them up, but I think the last time I looked them up, the offset is plus 22. And the fronts are 9.5 by 20, and I don't think they have an offset. But you can go to Factory Reproductions, look up those specific rims, and you can. There's only one offset for those in Factory Reproductions, so you can look them up. Brandon, it turns over like it wants to start, but won't fully crank over and start. Okay. You may have pissed your girlfriend off. Whole meaning to sugar in your gas tank. She owes me a new motor. I hear you, Brandon. I hear you. David, you're welcome. You're welcome. But I bought those, gosh, what is this, 2024? So the car's going on 8 years old. I got the Demon reps obviously after 2018. So yeah, I've had them a few years. I just can't remember the exact offsets. Yeah, it'll be full a few days, maybe the end of the week. All right. Pull the heads, you know what you're working with. Yeah, he already took it to the shop, so he's waiting on the shop. Yeah, Brandon, keep us posted, and you know, we'll give you any insights or as much insights as we can give you. And if you got IG, you can always hit us up on IG. You know, mine's the same. Modern Red Hemi and 3-Pedal J is the same on IG too. So hit us up if you need help. Charge a pretty penny for Pennzoil OW40 SRT formula. I normally use Mobile 1. For some reason, the SRT on the bottle reels me. Always labeled European formula. Yeah. Yeah, I always put 5W20 in mine. I use the stock weight in mine. But I either use Pennzoil or Amsoil are the two that I use, because I used Pennzoil for the first 100,000 miles. Well, that's what was at the dealership. So yeah, full synthetic for sure, 100% full synthetic. Brandon will do. Thanks for the insight, fellas. Hope for the best. If the motor is shot, let's put the Daytona out until you can get a new short block and forged internals. Yeah. Just grab it and send it. He runs 20W50 in his setup. Thought about going down to some thick 18s. What do you think about that? You could. Hang on a second. Come on. You scratching at the door? Thought Bean was scratching at the door. Yeah, like I said, I ran 5W20 full synthetic Pennzoil for first 100,000 miles, and car was fine. Pennzoil is what I had to carry. I don't think the oil caused the issue though, but maybe you could have degraded and got water in it as well. Yeah, I mean, leaving it sit for a while, it could be a number of things. Chase already trying to buy your engine. Chase already trying to buy your engine, Brandon. 23 at Walmart for a gallon. Yep. $5W30 in a Challenger. All right. Yeah, like I said, I used Pennzoil for the first 100,000 miles. Penn Platinum recommended every 3,000. I do every 3,000 now. I was doing every 5,000 until I hit the 100,000. Now I do it every 3,000, if not before, depending on what's going on. Brandon might use it for a 396 build later. All right. Take a look at the plugs also. Make sure they're not fouled out. Yep. Hemi Challenger, been using Amsoil on mine. Amsoil is a good oil too. Yep. For all I know, Supertech could be the same as everything else. Hey, if you're just daily driving and you're not beating on it too hard, hey, synthetic oil is synthetic oil, right? Jay, you have enough to save some blocks for me for the rest of He does have a bunch of blocks, that's for sure. Every 3,000, yep. Heavy Challenger, you got them deep pockets. Yeah, that's one thing about Amsoil. Amsoil is a bit pricey. Brandon, don't be a hater. Jay's got two going together right now. He's broke for sure. All right, folks, we're coming up 9:58. Jay, yeah, you'd think so. Been in my head is the blood. There you go. Man, I love the chat too. Really, I really do. I know there's usually, anywhere from 10 to 15, sometimes 16, 17 of us in here, but it's always a good time in the chat. Oil company spend a lot of money research and development with added chemicals, very complex with real vehicles. Quality brands. It will improve the life of the engine. Yep. Amsoil comes more affordable if you become a member, $20 a year. Hashtag buy. Saves you a ton. Yep. All right, folks, we are at 9:59. Y'all know I like to cut this off in an hour. I don't like to take up a lot of everybody's time, and I know a lot of y'all do want to go longer than an hour, but I just like to cut it off an hour. I think an hour is plenty of time for us to do what we need to do, chit chat about cars, have a little fun, poke a little fun at each other, and just have a all around good hour, just hanging out. Like I said, talking cars, jabbing at each other, and having fun and being able to laugh about it. That's what's always a good thing, especially with the chat tonight. Everyone's good at not only dishing it out, but a lot of people are good at taking it too. You gotta be both ways in this chat, because if you're one or the other, and if you dish it out and you don't like you don't like getting it, Jay will kick you out. So, but I do appreciate everyone chiming in. Oh, make sure y'all check out the next video. Next video, I tried to make it funny. I don't know how funny it really is, but it comes out tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Check that one out. I had a little fun, just basically trying to do a little satire with what a race car driver does when his car is in the shop for an extended period of time. So be on the lookout for that one tomorrow. But again, I appreciate y'all chiming in. Appreciate y'all being here for the chat. Appreciate y'all supporting the channel, and going through those videos and going through those ads. I know it's painful, but y'all know the deal. Every red penny I make from YouTube goes right back into Shake and Bake, and right now she needs some help. But I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great night. Have a great rest of the week and this weekend, and we'll see you next week in the chat. Until next week. Adios.